Late season spirit. Thank you, ladies. The Rio Rancho Cheerleaders welcoming up this week. We welcome you to the Rundown. Just 2 shows left until the high school football season's all wrapped up. I'm Ron Burke.
And I'm Bethany Miller. This weekend is the semifinal round for 12 teams throughout our state, each one looking to punch their ticket to play for a state title and hoist that blue trophy next week. Now, semifinal games in Class 5, 4, and 3 are set to kick off tomorrow. Tonight, though, it's the big dogs in Class 6A doing battle.
Bow, wow, wow. We start at Rio Rancho High, a rivalry game between the 5th-seeded Rams and the top seed Cleveland. Now, the last time they met back at the end of October, the Storm won going away 37-0. They were new acquaintance. They get to work. Cleveland on offense early on. Jordan Hatch to an open Jaden Davis, who picks up a first down and more before he's tackled inside the Rams' 30-yard line. Now the Storm, they can rely on the run game too. Here's Harrison Buea checking out that left side for the touchdown. Cleveland jumps out to the early score. Now the Rams defense being challenged by air and ground. Another run here by Mbuea as he churns out more yardage. And then number 2 said, I'll get number 2. His second touchdown is Cleveland's piling on the points. Rio Rancho struggling to keep up on the scoreboard. We head now to the second half of play. Hatch has time to throw. He'll look for and find Josh Lyles this time. And they move those chains again. And the Cleveland offense in rhythm.
Rolling.
Yeah, this drive would be capped by none other than Harrison Buea for a 3rd touchdown in this game. But watch him, Bethany, near the end zone, hop over a defender. Just clearing the hurdle.
Love it.
The Storm would not be denied. It's a big win as Cleveland rolls past Rio Rancho 38-7. So let's take a look now at Cleveland's resume heading into the Class 6A title game next week. The Storm entered the matchup at 9-3, aiming for a 6th state title in program history. A win next week would be for 4-peat for the program because Cleveland actually officially won that COVID title back in 2020.
Can't forget that.
That Storm offense averaging 30 points a game so far while holding opponents to only 12 points per.
Did we not see that one coming?
Yeah,
I could have
so.
guessed it. Well, let's find out who Cleveland will face in the 6A title game. 7-seed Las Cruces upsetting Centennial last week to face 3-seed La Cueva in tonight's semifinal game. The Bears need just 2 plays and 23 seconds at the start of this one to make some magic. Cam Dyer hands it off to Cheeto Lumbrera, untouched. 71 yards to the house, and La Cueva's on the board first, up 7-0. So on the Bulldogs' first offensive possession, 3rd and short, Daniel Amaro takes the handoff. He's got nowhere to go. The Bears' defense coming up big there. So La Cueva back on offense. Check out this throw by Cam Dyer. Puts everything into it, right into the hands of Tanner Montano. That play gets the Bears into the red zone, and Dyer would take it the rest of the way. The quarterback calling his own number as La Cueva takes a 14-0 lead. Ron, the Bears cruising just 5 minutes into the game.
Okay.
So the Bulldogs trying to stop that momentum, pick up some of their own. Amaro in the shotgun, almost tripped up, but he loses this tackler and he takes it 42 yards for Pater.
Love the balance.
Las Cruces on the board trailing 14-7, but the Bears would not stop their offensive assault. Dyer hitting Jackson Hicks on the short pass. He's going to take it downfield before he's brought down after a 45-yard gain. Then on the next play, who else? Cam Dyer, his 2nd touchdown of the first quarter. La Cueva now ahead 21-7. Listen to this. The Bears would have 230 yards of offense in less than 7 minutes on 10 plays.
Wow, that's
the Bears
big time.
are heading back to the 6A title game, defeating the Bulldogs 63-33.
It was a great run from 0-4 to Final Four, you know, and our guys did a tremendous job. Right now I'm hurting for these seniors because I know they didn't want to end this week. You know, they wanted to have a Thanksgiving practice, but best of luck to the 2 teams that are in it next week.
We've been over that hump before. We know how to do that. We know our coaches know what to do. Our kids are ready for that. It's just about doing our job, trying to get better during the week. We got to have a good week of practice and just enjoy the moment.
Well, here's a look at the Bears' resume. Both La Cueva and Cleveland entering next weekend at 9-3. The Bears also looking for their 6th state title, the first since 2018. La Cueva's offense steamrolling opponents, averaging 43 points a game, while the defense is allowing just under 17 points. And if Cleveland and La Cueva in the 6A title game sounds familiar, well, that's because these 2 teams played in one of the most historic playoff games in history last season. The Storm's 75-61, that's not a typo, over the Bears last year was the highest scoring 11-man state final in New Mexico history. The win earned the Cleveland Storm back-to-back-to-back blue trophies. The Storm would trail at the half, but Harrison Buea, we've heard that name before, he scored 4 touchdowns in the second half to lead Cleveland to victory. I cannot wait Do you
You got a
think,
breath
do you think they
back.
can top it?
You're
I think
thinking
they
back to
can.
last year.
Woo! Well, Class 6A all wrapped up. Let's go now to Class 5A. Both semifinal games kicking off tomorrow at 1 o'clock.
Now, the top team in the state, the Roswell Coyotes, host 5 seed Deming at the Wool Bowl. Roswell has been absolutely dominant, standing tall at 11-0 entering this matchup and outscoring opponents 470-73. Coyotes head coach Jeff Lynn says despite his team's success, he's hoping his players will take notes from last season and not look too far ahead.
Our experience last year in the semifinals is the thing that we keep going back to. We felt like we had a good team last year, and we got upset in the semifinals to Piedra Vista. I'm hoping that keeps that chip on our shoulder. I think Demi's probably one of the most improved football teams I've seen. It's going to be important for us to move fast and kind of keep those guys on the run. And they're a really good football team that's improved every week, and they're really playing their best football at the right time.
And you heard Coach Lynn there. Deming enters tomorrow afternoon semifinal on a 6-game win streak. The Wildcats shut out Goddard in the quarters last week after losing to the Rockets earlier in the season. And Deming has gotten close to winning a state title the past couple seasons. Just last year, the Wildcats lost to eventual state champ Artesia in the semifinal round. And in 2019, Deming finished runner-up in Class 5A, losing to Roswell.
It's time for us to win a big game. We've been in the playoffs the last couple of years, and these boys know the expectations, know the standards. So it's time for us to get to the next level, to the championship game. But we have to beat the best, and Roswell's the best team in the state.
Love the energy these teams have to bring into this game. The Wildcats will try to pull off the upset tomorrow afternoon as 5 seed Deming hosts 1 seed Roswell. The winner will punch their ticket to the 5A state championship game. Kickoff is at 1 o'clock.
I can't wait for that one. Now to the other semifinal featuring the reigning state champions, the Artesia Bulldogs. The 2 seed is 10-1 entering the semifinal matchup. The only loss this season for the Bulldogs came against Roswell in Week 8. Artesia losing that one by 21 points. Now, since then, the Dogs have rattled off 3 dominant wins, and now a rematch of last year's state title game against Piedra Vista, in which Artesia won the program's 31st state title.
The playoffs, it's all about, who shows up and plays the best football that day, and so we need to make sure that we're putting ourselves in an opportunity to play the best football Saturday. And I know they're probably talking about revenging a little bit last year's state championship game, and I'm sure they use that as a little motivation and some things there. And we're just focused on this year and this group and making sure we play our best football every week.
Well, on the other side of the ball will be Piedra Vista, of course. The Panthers are coming off that runner-up finish in the 5A title game last season against the Bulldogs. PV enters Saturday's semifinal battle on a 4-game win streak. The last loss coming to Roswell in Week 7. Head coach Jared Howell with nothing but respect for the Artesia program heading into kickoff.
Everything that Artesia does has a purpose and a plan. There really isn't anything that is done that is by accident. They really, again, pay attention to that details, and that's a credit to them and their organization and the history that they have, a storied history. So.
Well, the rematch is on. The Panthers aiming for revenge this year against the Bulldogs, while Artesia wants to play for the program's 32nd Blue Trophy. 32, 3-seed Piedra Vista, 2-seed Artesia. Kickoff at the Bulldog Bowl at 1 p.m.
And now let's take a look at the Class 4A semifinal bracket. Reigning state champ Bloomfield travels to face 4-seed Portales at Greyhound Stadium. In the bottom half of the bracket, 2 teams playing their best football. The 3-seed Silver will face the 2-seed Lovington at Lovington High School. Both games kick off at 1. And in Class 3A, the St. Michael's Horsemen, coming off that close game against Raton in the quarterfinal round, will try to take down a red-hot New Mexico Military Institute team, while Cobre and Robertson, they'll battle it out at Robertson High School. Both those games also kick off at 1 o'clock.
Well, football isn't the only sport playing for a Blue Trophy this weekend. This month, the New Mexico State Volleyball Tournament underway this weekend at the Rio Rancho Event Center. Tonight, it's a matchup between Las Cruces and Cleveland with a trip to the Final Four on the line. The Storm won this one, a tight one, 3-2. The semifinals are for all classes begin tomorrow morning. The championships are in the evening.